The path you were on has moved. Not dramatically, not in the way of a catastrophic change that announces itself with unmistakable force. More like the specific, subtle, deeply disorienting experience of reaching for something that was right there yesterday and finding that it is no longer in quite the same position. A direction you were moving in with reasonable confidence has become slightly less certain. A plan that felt solid has acquired a quality of flexibility you did not choose for it. A version of the future you were building toward has lost some of its definition. Not collapsed, not gone, but shifted in a way that has left you reaching for certainty and finding that the ground beneath your certainty has moved slightly in the night. You are not catastrophizing. You are not being overly sensitive to normal life ambiguity. The thing you have been feeling, the subtle, persistent, something is changing beneath me quality of the last several days, is real. It is a specific energetic phenomenon with a specific cosmic cause. And the reason it has not resolved into clarity the way ordinary uncertainty resolves is that what is shifting in your life right now is not a surface-level circumstance. It is something deeper. It is the path itself, not the destination. The path to the destination. And the reason the path is shifting is not because the destination was wrong. It is because the universe has just intervened in the direction you were heading, with precision, with intention, and with a depth of love for your actual destiny that the disruption does not yet make visible, but that the weeks and months ahead will make unmistakable. Today the cosmos is doing something significant, and what it is doing it for you, even though it may not feel that way yet. Uranus is squaring the lunar nodes today. Before this lands as background information, let me give you the full weight of what that actually means. In the specific felt, this is why your life has been shifting terms of how this alignment operates in the reality of your daily experience. The lunar nodes are the axis of karma and destiny. They are not planets. They are two precise points in the sky where the path of the moon intersects the path of the sun, and they have been understood across thousands of years of astrological practice as the axis along which a soul's journey moves. The south node represents where you have been, the accumulated patterns, the familiar territory, the directions that are known and comfortable because they belong to what has already been lived. The north node represents where you are going, the territory of genuine destiny, the direction of highest expression, the path toward what this specific lifetime was designed to reach. Everything in your life, the relationships you form, the work you do, the choices you make, the directions you are pulled toward, is organized at the deepest level along this nodal axis. Moving toward the north node is moving toward your destiny. Moving toward the south node is moving away from it, toward what is familiar, toward what has already been lived, toward the comfortable return to what you know rather than the courageous advance toward what you are becoming. Uranus is the planet of disruption, liberation, and radical change. When Uranus makes a hard aspect to the nodal axis, when it squares both nodes simultaneously from a position 90 degrees away from both, it does not suggest a gentle reorientation. It does not whisper a quiet invitation to consider whether your current path is truly the right one. Uranus intervenes, directly, forcefully, with the specific, no permission asked quality of a planet whose entire function is to break open what has been sealed, to redirect what has been moving in the wrong direction, and to create the conditions for a liberation that the person receiving it could not have engineered themselves. What is shifting in your life right now, what has been loosening, destabilizing, moving in ways you did not choose, is the direct result of Uranus acting on your nodal axis. The universe is not suggesting that you reconsider your path. It is repositioning you on a different one. Today, I want to be very specific about the nature of this repositioning, because how you understand it determines how you experience it and how quickly you arrive at what it is positioning you for. This intervention is not random. The specific things in your life that are shifting right now, the path that has grown uncertain, the direction that has lost its clarity, the situation that has started to feel like it no longer quite fits the version of yourself that is emerging. These things are not shifting because of bad luck or poor planning or some failure on your part to hold them in place. They are shifting because the universe has been watching the direction you have been moving and has determined, with the precision that only a cosmic-level view of your life can provide, that the path you were on, while perhaps comfortable, perhaps familiar, perhaps the product of genuine effort and genuine investment, was not the path of your highest destiny. Not a wrong path in the sense of a mistake, a path that belonged to a version of your journey that you have now completed. A path that was appropriate to who you were and that produced what it was meant to produce in terms of growth and learning and the building of capacities you will need in the next chapter. But a path that, if continued, would carry you further and further from the specific territory that your North Node, your actual destiny, was designed for you to reach. The universe is not taking something from you today. It is moving you off a path that was going to take you somewhere other than where you were always meant to go. The loosening, the uncertainty, the subtle destabilization of what was settled, these are not the signs of loss. They are the signs of repositioning. The universe is picking you up from where you were standing and placing you closer to where you actually need to be. This is the most loving intervention the universe makes, and also the least comfortable one to receive, because it arrives without your permission and without the visible presentation of the better destination that would make the giving up of the current one feel worth it. You are asked to trust the repositioning before you can see where you are being repositioned to. That is the specific, demanding, this is what genuine trust actually requires nature of a Uranus node's transit. If this message is finding you at a pivotal moment, and I believe it is, there is a link in the description where you can support this work. Only if it moves you to do so. Every contribution helps these messages continue reaching people who need them. The karmic choice that Uranus squaring the nodes activates is not a choice between two visible paths. You cannot see both paths from where you are standing. One of them is the path you are on, the familiar, invested in, known direction that the repositioning is moving you away from. The other is not yet visible. It will become visible as you release your grip on the first one. But it cannot become visible while you are spending your full attention and energy holding on to what is loosening. The choice being made today, consciously if you understand what is happening, unconsciously if you do not, is the choice between resistance and trust. Resistance looks like trying to stabilize what the universe is deliberately destabilizing. Spending enormous energy fighting to hold in place the exact things that the cosmic repositioning is designed to move. Treating the uncertainty as a problem to be solved rather than a process to be allowed. Refusing to let the loosening loose, refusing to let the shifting shift, refusing to release the grip on the familiar path even as the universe is clearly, specifically, with a precision that exceeds your own available view of your life, in the process of redirecting you towards something better. Trust looks different. Not passive. Trust in this context is not the resignation of someone who has stopped trying. Trust is the active, conscious, courageous choice to look at what is loosening in your life right now and ask not how do I hold this in place, but what is this making room for? To look at the path that is shifting and ask not why is this happening to me, but where is this taking me? To release, deliberately and with the full awareness of the choice you are making, the grip on the familiar path, and to turn toward the direction the universe is repositioning you toward, even though that direction is not yet fully visible. The conscious participation that this transit rewards is the specific practice of that trust, of choosing today to move with the repositioning rather than against it, of treating the disruption as information, as the universe's most direct communication to you about the distance between where you are headed and where your actual destiny lies, and allowing that information to change how you orient yourself toward what is shifting. What does something much bigger actually mean in the specific terms of what the repositioning is moving you toward? I want to describe this clearly because the phrase is used easily and received skeptically by someone who is in the middle of the disorientation of a genuine cosmic disruption. The path the universe is repositioning you toward is not a modest upgrade to your current circumstances. It is not a slightly better version of what you were building. It is a fundamentally different level of experience, a different quality of life, of connection, of purpose, of abundance, that was not accessible from the direction you were heading. That is the specific meaning of a Uranus node transit. Uranus does not make small corrections. When it acts on the nodal axis, it redirects to a different trajectory entirely. And the different trajectory is the one that leads to what was always genuinely yours, what was always your highest destiny, the things and connections and version of yourself that were always meant to arrive, but that could only be reached from the specific position that the repositioning is placing you in. This means the connections that become possible from your new position are connections that the old path could not have delivered. The opportunities that open up in the direction the universe is repositioning you toward are opportunities that were genuinely unavailable from where you were standing. The version of yourself that begins to emerge as you release the old path and turn toward the new one. That version has access to things, to people, to experiences of purpose and love and abundance, that the version who stayed on the familiar path was moving further and further away from with every step. The disruption is proportional to the magnitude of what is being unlocked. If the universe is creating significant disruption in your life right now, if what is shifting feels like more than a small adjustment, if the loosening feels extensive, if the uncertainty of what is being moved feels genuinely large, that is the signal that what is being unlocked is genuinely large. Uranus does not make extraordinary interventions for ordinary redirections. The scale of the repositioning tells you the scale of what the repositioning is making possible. Trust the disruption as information about the magnitude of what is coming. The support of this community is what makes this work possible. If you feel called to contribute, the link is in the pinned comment, and sharing this with someone who might need it today is its own kind of offering. Those who understand what Uranus squaring the nodes activates today move with the repositioning. They feel the loosening, and instead of fighting it, they ask what it is freeing them for. They feel the path shifting, and instead of trying to plant their feet and hold the ground, they let themselves be repositioned, trusting that where they are being placed has a view that the place they were standing could not provide. These are the people who arrive at the new path already aligned, who, when the direction the repositioning was moving them toward becomes visible, find that they are already facing it, already moving in that direction, already having released enough of the old grip that their energy is available for what the new position asks of them. And then there are the people who spend the energy of this transit fighting the repositioning, who treat the loosening as an attack to be defended against rather than an intervention to be allowed, who hold so tightly to the familiar path that the universe has to work harder and take longer to complete the repositioning, not because their resistance can stop it, because Uranus node transits complete regardless, but because their resistance delays their own arrival at the place the repositioning was designed to bring them. Today you have the choice of which of those people you are going to be. And the choice is made in the quality of your relationship to the specific things in your life that are currently loosening. In the willingness to ask about those things, the question that moves you toward your destiny rather than away from it. What is this making room for? The universe is not taking something from you today. I want to leave you with that, not as a comfort offered in the face of loss, but as the accurate description of what is actually happening. What feels like the ground shifting is the universe placing you on better ground. What feels like a path becoming uncertain is the universe clearing your path to the right destination. What feels like losing direction is the universe giving you the real one. The thing that was loosening was not your foundation. It was the temporary structure that was built on the familiar path, a structure that belonged to where you were going before the repositioning, not to where you are going now. As it loosens, as it moves, as the uncertainty of the old direction becomes undeniable, something else is becoming possible. Something that could not have been possible from where you were standing. Something larger, more genuinely aligned, more fitted to the actual shape of your destiny than anything the familiar path was leading toward. Trust the shift. Not blindly. Trust it with the specific, conscious, fully informed trust of someone who understands what Uranus squaring the nodes actually does and why it does it, and what it is positioning you to receive on the other side. Trust it with the trust of someone who knows that the universe does not intervene casually, does not disrupt without purpose, does not move what it moves without already knowing what is waiting in the territory it is repositioning you toward. The path the universe is placing you on today was always yours. It was always where you were meant to be. The familiar path was the detour, longer, more comfortable, going somewhere real but not somewhere yours. The path you are being repositioned toward is the original route, the one with your name on it, the one that leads to the connections and the purpose and the abundance and the version of yourself that this lifetime was designed to produce. Trust the shift. The path it is placing you on was always yours. If today's message helped you make sense of something you were carrying, I am glad it found you. Support this mission if it feels right, share it if someone needs it, and come back tomorrow. There is always more to see from here.